Prescott in an empty gun. Wings the ball right on the sideline. Gallup beats a man. Dives to the goal line. Touchdown.
Determination, the intensity, that we can beat anybody.
We keep going, that's what we need to do.
Not only match what we've done in the past, make football bigger tin life.
Believe in yourself! Believe in your team!
They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Here we go.
Well, Cowboys football is back after a bye week in what seemed like forever, and we will get into the game. But first things first, the Cowboys came back with a motivation to serve. If you remember, on October 20th, during the Eagles game on Sunday Night Football, there was a tornado that ripped through the city of Dallas. Well, the players here locked arms with so many sponsors with the Dallas Cowboys and headed downtown to Dallas and gave back by serving lunches and spending time with these students who are trying to rebuild their schools in Dallas ISD.
It's awesome to get back. Thankfully we got an owner like Jerry Jones to, be able to do stuff like this. He's amazing, and it's great to work for an organization like we do.
In that case, I trust you. I believe you.
This is why we play football. This is why we play this game. And to see, those kids' faces, not too long ago, I was one of those kids, in the classroom, dreaming about being an NFL player. And for them to, meet a couple of the guys, it's truly unreal.
We're just getting started here on Cowboys Insider, and when we come back, we sit down with one of the league's most talented wide receivers and how coming to the Dallas Cowboys last year reignited his career. Amari Cooper is next.
Cowboys Insider is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Back to throw, looks for a fade. Left side, ball is caught. Diving to the pylon. Touchdown, Amari Cooper. Welcome to Texas, young man.
It was almost exactly 1 year ago, Week 8, during the Cowboys bye week. Receiver Amari Cooper had his life uprooted when he was traded from the Oakland Raiders to the Dallas Cowboys.
I was on the practice field. We had just came back from our bye week, so it was our first day practicing. And the negotiator for the Raiders, he came and got me off the field, and he told me that Reggie, the GM, wanted to talk to me. And at that point, I already knew what it was about, because that had never happened to me before. And I had heard stories of, guys walking into the complex, getting cut, not traded, and that felt like a similar feeling to what they were describing.
Not only did the trade itself shock the world, but the price did too. Stealing Cooper cost a 2019 first-round draft pick.
I was both happy and I was sad at the same time. I was happy because I think I needed a fresh start in order for my career to get back on track to where it needed to be. I really believed that. But I was also sad and mad because, you know, I never thought I would be traded, you know, and I feel like I'm a player who shouldn't be traded. You know, every player should feel that way.
It was a feeling Cooper said he'd never experienced before. But ultimately, the trade left Cooper with mixed emotions.
To be honest, yeah, of course, I felt like I was worth whatever they would give up for me. But at the time, I was quite surprised that they gave up a first-round pick for me. Just based off of the lack of production, the lack of balls being thrown my way, like I wasn't really getting targeted how I felt like I should have. And so maybe that's what they saw. But it was definitely a drop off in production, so I was kind of surprised.
Did Cooper see himself worthy as a first-round draft pick?
I think if it was any other player, it would have been, you know, some pressure because they feel like, oh my gosh, they just traded a first-round pick for me. What if I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that feeling either because I was actually happy that they gave up so much based off of the simple fact, and I felt like I was coming from a place where I didn't get the targets that I needed and stuff like that. So I was like, yes, they gave up a first-round pick, so now they have to, you know, they have to kind of do something to back that up. So I knew I would come in and kind of get more targets than what I was used to getting in Oakland because of the conversation. So I was happy about it.
Targeting Cooper was exactly what the Cowboys did. Prior to the trade, the Cowboys hadn't won back-to-back games all season. The second game with Cooper was the start of a 5-game win streak in which he had almost 600 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Cooper says coming in during the bye week gave him extra time to learn the new scheme, which really smoothed over the transition.
When I was in Oakland, we were trained to learn every spot so that we can play anywhere. I think we want to go hurry up mode on offense, and you just ran a certain route and you're on the left side, you can just go to that receiver spot and run the route. And so we would have to go up on the board and the coach would call out a play and we would have to draw the route for every receiver, right? So when I got here, I only had to learn one position. And I was like, well, this is this is a breeze.
Prescott looking around, wants to throw deep to the middle. It's caught, and now breaking away is Cooper again. Cooper to the pylon. 90 for Cooper.
Just the system and the philosophy they have here on offense, I think it fits my game well. You know, we like to throw the deep ball, and I think as a receiver, after you scare a cornerback or a defense with the deep ball, it leaves everything else open. Although a DB's and a defensive coordinator's worst fear is to get beat deep, an offensive coordinator, he believes that the deep ball is a low percentage throw everywhere else, as opposed to throwing a shorter pass or something like that. That's not the philosophy here, though. I mean, we have the go ball, we're going to take it every time. And so I think that fits my game well, and I think the guys recognize that.
Another way he's seen his game elevate in Dallas, offensive coordinator Kellen Moore calling more for double routes, a strength of Cooper's. It's easy to see he has plenty of physical talents and gifts in his arsenal, but Cooper says his biggest one of all goes beyond his physical abilities.
Being a step ahead of the DB mentally, I try to marry my routes together, my releases together. And so if I hit him with a particular release on a certain route, I would try to hit him with a different release but make it look like that one. You know, I'm trying to always be one step ahead of him.
Practice makes perfect, and for Cooper's fellow wideouts, watching him practice is something they don't take for granted. Receivers on this roster have said how they get better by simply watching Coop practice and analyzing his moves. It's not the first time Cooper has caught his teammates copying his routes.
One of our newest tight ends we got here, he asked me for some advice on a release. I gave him some advice, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna use it tomorrow in one-on-ones. And he used it today, and he won on a route, like he killed the guy. And everybody was just jumping up and down, and I was elated. Like I just started running around. I was like, he used it. So it was fun to be able to coach somebody and see them do it.
His routes usually get him early wins, but even after dusting the defender, he still goes for the kill.
You know when you have him, right? So when you do that last cut and he falls for it, you like, I got him, but you like, I hope the ball isn't thrown wrong. I hope it isn't overthrown. Hope I don't drop it. So it's still some apprehension there. So it's not like I'm just laughing at the guy because I still need to make the play, you know? But I would say, I guess once I catch the ball, I mean, it's still some apprehension there. Like, it's like once I caught the ball against Philly, I wanted to score. I didn't want to get tackled. So it's never just me laughing at the guy or anything like that.
Cooper says for him, the sky is the limit on this team.
Definitely felt like I needed to be traded. I needed a fresh start. I knew this is what I needed. I didn't feel any pressure because I just felt it in my heart.
This segment was brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage. This segment is brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code COWBOYS.
Coming out of the bye week, things were mostly calm for the Cowboys. They seamlessly integrated back into their routines here in Frisco, but there were still plenty of news and nuggets floating around the Star. And this week, the Cowboys made preparations for the New York Giants alongside their new teammate, Michael Bennett.
He's been a really good player. Been a really good player for a long time. We played against him a lot. He's just one of those defensive linemen who's hard to block. And he's a good run defender. He's a good pass rusher. He's around the quarterback a lot. He has a knack for making plays. And he competes the right way and plays the right way. And like I said, we've been trying to block him for a number of years and had an opportunity to get him and bring him on board. And we think he can help our football team.
Bennett chose to lay low his first week with the Cowboys, not stepping into the spotlight to speak with the media during the open portion of locker room. But his teammates had plenty to say about him.
Pro Bowl guy, just a guy that loves football. He does things the right way. So I'm just excited to have him in the locker room and be a part of our D-boys.
The positive for this team, though, these players walked into this week's preparation feeling light on their feet, rested and recharged.
How sweet was this last Monday with no wear and tear?
It was definitely nice. It was nice getting the weekend off and watching a little bit of football, hanging out around the house. But ready to get back to work and ready for this stretch of the last part of the season.
But there's no doubt, this Giants team is different than when the Cowboys hung 35 points on them in Week 1. But Dallas is looking to pick up where they left off. Where'd they leave off? A strong performance against Philadelphia.
Pick up where we left off. Can't come out flat Monday night. We definitely can't do that. Division game, prime time. Those guys gonna be juiced up, ready to go. So we just gotta come out and pick up where we left off before the bye week and start fast and play our football.
Obviously, the Cowboys play their division opponents twice a year, but still, the Giants are the team that Dak Prescott has thrown the most passing touchdowns against in his career with 14. He'll be going against a depleted secondary again this Monday.
You versus the world mentality, and you have to thrive under those conditions. You want to go in there and you want to make the big play and hit the silence. So I think that's just something you just kind of have. And if you don't, then we've got enough guys on this team that can get these guys going and make sure that you have that mentality. You go in, you start fast, you don't give them any hope, and you just stay on top of them.
Coming up after this team heads back to MetLife this season, hoping to make things right after falling to the Jets earlier in the year. Cowboys, Giants, Monday Night Football. We take you down to the sideline right after this.
This segment was brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code COWBOYS. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to Cowboys Insider. Back in Week 1, the Cowboys put up 35 points on the Giants, but this time around in Week 9, this team is different. Daniel Jones is now at quarterback, getting more comfortable as the weeks have gone on. And don't forget, they added Golden Tate back, who we all know how he plays when he goes against the Cowboys. Can the Cowboys offense keep up? Can they repeat all those points back from Week 1? And will the defense be strong in the red zone? That's what the Cowboys need in a wild one at MetLife on Monday night.
Hey, guess what? It's Monday night. Legends are made on Monday night. All three are legendary.
How hard can we play together now? Hey, let's go to work.
Gotta get this big dub today, man. Come out here and compete a little bit on Monday Night Football.
We all know what the time it is, though. Beat their ass once. Time to beat their ass again, baby. Huh?
I ain't gonna say yeah, feeling good. It's another day, you know, in the Big Apple.
That's who we are. Yeah. It's Monday Night Football. Yes, show what we brought. Hey, the grind don't stop. Just get harder, and we hard.
The original Black Ops.
Newtown, bro.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yes.
That's the Call of Duty I love my heart.
Yeah.
This new everybody camping and going everywhere sliding on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I got a headache.
But why y'all still got this over me, man? Golly. Huh? Hey, bro.
Hey, bro, you sneaky.
Bro, get your ass on, bro. You heard me. You heard me, didn't you?
Well, let's get these sounds of the sideline right so I can see this video after the season.
Jones, back comes in, Barry. Wow. Jones back to throw, rush, sack.
Yeah, right here. Come on with it. Hey, Tank, talk that in. Absolutely, man. Hot boy next. Time for the takeover. New York City belongs to us.
Throws to Jarwin, caught at 33. Hurrying down the right sideline, 25, 15, 5.
Can't stop us, man.
5 touchdowns against the Giants. 4 games. 3 games. 3 games.
Deep to the middle of the field, there is an interception. Xavier Woods.
Yes, sir, 2-5. Let's go.
Good work, baby. Good work. Let's get going, man. Let's go get a ball out. Sack fumble, man.
Jones escapes Quinn, runs up the middle, fumble the ball, and the Cowboys got it.
Oh, yeah, ball guy. Oh, yeah, ball guy. Oh, yeah, ball guy. Oh, yeah, ball guy.
Prescott in an empty gun, wings the ball right out of the sideline. Gallup beats a man, dives to the goal line. Touchdown.
I like that. Gonna make some time. Hey. I know.
Go ahead, man. Let her pull it.
Hey, my little sister got you on fantasy. She happy. Hey, I already know, baby.
You guys are grinding them out. You're doing exactly what the game plan is.
20 people hit my DM about a finish. But I need one told me I need 70 points. One told me I need 45. I say, boy, yeah, 45. You got hard to get 45.
All right, here we go. Hey, good job, boy. Nice drive. Hey, really nice drive, fellas.
I think I got like 45 one time. Had to go 200, 3 touchdowns to get 45.
Right at the 15. Oh, there's good coverage.
Right. Hey, baby. And a penalty, blocking the back. This game's getting a little chippy.
From here, you can't go for it on 4th down. You're punting.
It's 3rd and 12.
What are they going to screen here? I don't know. You're close to field goal range.
You got to go for it.
Yeah, you do. You take a shot.
4-man rush. Time to throw it over the middle, wide open to the 25-yard line. Amari Cooper to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Amari Cooper.
You know what I told him? Y'all heard what I told him? Say I ain't get that coconut grove chain for nothing. I'm gonna rock that on the way back. You feel me? Hey, don't leave me hanging now.
Running down the sideline. Jordan Lewis with a fumble and he's run into the end zone.
Let's go! Jay Lou! You just a ball guy, bro. You just a ball guy.
Jay Lou, he's a ball guy, man. Yes, sir.
Just a ball guy. That's what you do.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys Insider was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys, and by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
That's what the NFL is. Okay, it's 60 minutes. And we got plenty to clean up in all three phases of our team. I thought we hurt ourselves too much in this ball game. We beat ourselves more than they beat us. Okay, but the will that we have on this football team is off the charts. The spirit that you guys play with, the toughness that you play with, the determination you play with, okay, we can build on that. We're going to clean the other stuff up. Okay, just keep being that. That's who we are. Come on in here. Here we go. Here we go now. Hey, it's Dallas Cowboys on 3. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3.
Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it shouldn't surprise you that against a division rival on Monday night in prime time that the Cowboys had an ugly, very weird game, even a black cat making an appearance. Cowboys went on a 34-point run after that. Well, coming up, they have 5 games in the stretch of November. Vikings coming to town on Sunday Night Football. Prime time again. Can the Cowboys repeat? They'll look for their 6th win this Sunday night. I'm Lindsay Draper. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Cowboys Insider. And of course, I'll see you next week.